So it all started.
So it all starts like this.
So it all started like this.
So it all started.
So it all started.
For all the viewers that are afraid of scary stories, I suggest you guys click the cancel button now because it's about to get very creepy in here. Light for the stairs to walk down the stairs because it's no see-through. There's no wall to the stairs. So I go first and I have flash because the only way to put the light on is if I go down the stairs, put the light on from downstairs,
Right.
or put the light on from the hallway because you still can't see in the middle. So now we go downstairs. I got flash. I'm walking downstairs, fellas. I see him in the front room. I see him. My handsome guy. I see him.
He's following me home. I swear on my life if I'm lying to you. And the car is slow driving behind me like this. All you know is the guy rolls down the window. Construction worker, he's got his hat on. Hey buddy, let me give you a ride. A construction worker, I swear on my life.
I can see him. He's talking to me, and I can hear his voice. And he's telling me, come to the kitchen. Take these Scott towels, put the fire on, and throw the Scott towel, and run out the door.
As soon as we hop on the train, we leave our home spot. We left. We're on the tracks and we're going. When we stop in New York City, a guy walks in on the train. I kid you not, I swear on everything, I wouldn't lie. I swear on my life. He walks in the train. He has no pupils, but his eyes are, guess what color? Okay, reddish yellow.
In the room that the 16-year-old girl died in, he was experienced it the most out of everyone.
So he got the room.
So one night, he was watching TV, and he heard knocking on the window. He looked.
And what is up, crystal meth and crack addicts? We are back with another video, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very special episode, ladies and gentlemen. Could we get a round of applause for the 5th episode of season 1? This is a very special episode. This is Halloween special episode. What does that mean? We're going to have crazy ghost stories, including one of my own. We got Nikki to tell one of his own. And everybody give a round of applause for our guest right now, Miller Eriks.
How are you? Thank you.
Come on.
So it all started in Staten Island, fellas. My family get a house we move into, first house we moved to Staten Island, but the house is the last house on the block. So when you cut the block to the corner, it's the last house. All you see is the house.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, how old was you?
I was 13. I was a punk, but this story as I'm retelling it, it still gets me scared to this day.
Okay.
So we move in. My family told me it's a nice house. We move in the house. Instant. I'm a kid. I'm 13. Set up my TV. Set up my game. Play my game. Playing with the boys. Not knowing anything. It's 5 a.m. My whole house is asleep. I'm the only guy up. I put myself to sleep. It's late. First night in the house. I have my door open. And where my bed is, I'm facing the door. I just feel this jungalo feeling, this scary feeling like somebody's watching me. I know it's crazy what I'm saying, but just hear me on the story. I feel someone watching me. I feel someone next to me. I feel someone's breathing on me.
You feel something.
I don't know if it's getting scared from the first night being in the house, or maybe I'm not comfortable, but I know I'm not dumb enough to understand, to have that kind of anxiety to make it so serious if it's not that serious.
Yeah. You got the vibe of it that something's wrong. That's good.
I got a vibe of something scary.
All right, good.
Put myself to sleep, and I turn my back to the window, to the wall. I'm not facing the door. I'm facing the wall now. I feel something like a hand go down from my neck to my back, like crawling. Something like that. Put their hand to my neck to my back to crawl.
Oh my god.
I jump. Instincts. I jump. I get scared. I force myself to stay up another 20, 30 minutes. I finally get tired again to fall asleep. Nothing happened after that. Now I still feel the scared and like I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm pressured out.
You got a nausea feeling.
Or if the chest is there's something in the house, I got a nausea feeling. So what I do is I take the blanket and I put it over my head. When I put the blanket over my head, I'm sleeping now on my stomach. So one hand's like this and the other hand's like this on my head. I feel something again go through the blanket and take my hand and go like this, like it took my hand and cupped it. Honest. I'm no add-ons, no nothing. I'm telling you the story the way it happened. Now instincts, I jump again. I'm scared. It's 6 in the morning now. I still feel the jungle feeling. Someone breathing on me. Someone watching me. So what I do is I close my door. I stay up till 10 in the morning. Did not sleep. Go out, get up with my family, and we leave for the day. Go get things for the house, fix the house up. I didn't tell my family nothing. Didn't tell them nothing. We just moved in the house. Don't want them to get scared. They might not believe me. Probably think I'm a kid. It's got all in my head.
Everything's against you at this moment.
Right.
Next night again. Body. I feel someone watching me. I feel someone looking at me. I feel someone breathing on me, touching me. And I don't know what it is because I leave my door open and like you know when you have the feeling like you could picture something or someone there in that spot, like you feel someone like touches you or bothers you.
Yeah.
I feel like I see like somebody right there out the door, but it's nobody. It's my hallway. There's nobody there. Now I take a shower with this, fellas. The door, it's not opening. It's closed. The door, you only can close the door on the inside when you're in the bathroom. You can't close on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
The door on the inside is closed. It won't open. It won't open. It won't open. And it's not locked. It's just someone's forcing it for me to open. Like I feel a body's there. So now I'm screaming. I'm good, mate. Whoever the door, get away so I can get out. No one's there. No one's upstairs at the time. My whole family's downstairs. Everybody's doing what they're doing downstairs. Whatever they're doing. My family's doing whatever they're doing. So now I go and I jam the door with my shoulder and my body to open it. Where it opens, I fall down and I look and there's no one there.
You push right
there's
to
no
the
one,
door.
no one there.
You push right to
Yeah.
the door.
I go downstairs and I start snapping at my family. Who did that? Who was these jokes? I figured they're joking, playing a prank or something. I figured they're bothering me, whatever. No one's doing that. It's not even cute to do. It's very dumb for my family to do that. You understand?
The part of you
whatever.
knew it was something scary. You just didn't want to accept it.
Scary. So I go. My cousin Giovanni comes to my house one night. We're playing the game. All the girls are in the house. My cousin Giovanni, we're hanging out. Me and him playing the game in my room, and just me and the girls are home, and Giovanni's home.
And there's the same house, right?
Same house. My family's on home. The girls run in the room, and they hear loud footsteps coming up. Now, this is the point. This is like a week later. I've been telling everybody in the house, I feel something, I feel something in the house. I feel a spirit, I'm telling my family.
Right.
And they feel I'm lying. They feel I want to stay with them. I'm uncomfortable. But I really feel something else. Now, the girls run to me, and they tell me, we hear someone coming upstairs. And I thought they were lying because I didn't hear it because me and Giovanni's playing the game. 2 seconds after they told me they hear someone coming up, my hand to God, we hear footsteps coming up. Someone like in big boots walking up the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
Now they force me to go downstairs. Okay, man. I go
At the
downstairs.
time you're the oldest.
Yeah, but let me tell you this now. The stairs we have going upstairs to our house, they're wooden spiral stairs. They're wooden stairs,
Gosh.
and they're spirals.
So every
Now
footstep you hear.
Yeah, and there's no wall for the stairs because it's just spiral stairs. They're going in a circle.
Of course.
Understand?
Right.
It's only the wall to all our rooms, the hallway, and the downstairs. You understand? The spiral stairs are just like plain. You could see through the stairs. There's nothing covering it. I go downstairs. I see nobody. I go to the front door. See how it is? Maybe someone came in the house or just. The front door and the shade to the door is open. The doors are open. Now I go up to the girls. I figure, buddy, they're pulling a prank or something. Start snapping on them. Who opened the door downstairs? Why is the door open? Why is that cute? Now they go, we didn't do it. Chess, it's that way, whatever. Call my father up. The front door was open, me, and the girls said they heard sounds, me. Now I know you're not gonna believe me, me, but I told you there's something in this house, me. He comes home and he feels we're lying to him. He feels his body. We're joking, things like that. I told the man straight up, me, we're not joking, me. We wouldn't joke you like that, me. It's not that cute, me. So he thought maybe a gajo came in the house or something. Maybe something scary. They don't think budget there's something in the house. They just yeah. So my father goes, all right, look what I'll do. I'm gonna put this chair to block the door from the inside, so no one can come in from the outside. You understand? And if someone moves this chair, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, and he told me, only me. He only told me. Well, when I went downstairs to leave the house, the chair was back where it belongs, on the table.
Amazing.
And the door was busted open again, the front door and the second door.
Oh my God!
Amazing.
Now I'm kadome. I wasn't trying to kadome. I also what I'm kadome, but I told you this. I know something in this house. But stubborn, he still don't believe me. He figured maybe my mother did it or something. But why would the doors still be open? The doors were still open. The doors for some reason were open. All right, whatever. Next day, I'm downstairs. Justin RG comes to my house. We're hanging out. We go to my little park. We play basketball. I'm going home now. I'm in my house. We're downstairs in the front watching TV, hanging out. I hear my father upstairs, and all I hear is him saying, "Just go. Who's doing that?" Now me and Justin look at each other like, "Doing what?" It is.
It's just you three in the house?
It's me, Justin, my mommy, and my mother in the house. But my mommy, my mother, me, and Justin were all downstairs. The girls, my mother, and my mommy's in the kitchen, and me and Justin's in the front room watching TV. It is. So he just upstairs. He was getting dressed. He goes, "Who's doing that?" Now I hear him scream louder. Well, who's doing that? Well, with me. Now we go upstairs. Doing what? Well, fellas, my brother Johnny, he was about 4 years old then, and he had little basketballs, little toy basketballs. Someone rolled the ball into his room. How this?
Amazing.
Oh my
Now
God.
he tells me, well, I throw it back. Well, I figured you guys are gonna play with the ball. Maybe because got lost. Well, I threw it back. Well, then the ball rolled again in the room. Then my father goes, take the ball. Now he throws it. He don't roll it. Now the ball comes back thrown to the room. It came back rolling. He rolled it back. Then it came back. He threw it and it threw back. You understand?
Amazing.
Now he's scared. Now that's not the scariest part of the story. Now I go to my mommy and I stay with my mommy in Staten Island because I don't wanna stay there no more. I'm scared. Everybody's sleeping. It's about 2 a.m. Archie wants to go downstairs to eat something, so we go to the kitchen to go eat. But mind you, there's only the hallway light because there's no light for the stairs to walk down the stairs because it's gonna see through. There's no wall to the stairs. So I go first and I have flash because the only way to put the light on is if I go down the stairs, put the light on from downstairs, or
Right.
put the light on from the hallway because you still can't see in the middle. So now we go downstairs. I got flash. I'm walking downstairs, fellas. I see him in the front room. I see him. My hand to God, I see him. He's a gajo. He's pale white. He looked Chinese, but he had a slick back. And I see him, 6 foot tall, face milk white. He looks left. Then when I stare at him for 2 seconds, he looks at me. He turns and looks at me. A little fast. I run upstairs and I run to my mother, and I start crying on my mother. I'm with Archie Italiano, mind you. I'm with Archie Italiano when that happened. Archie knows the house is haunted too, because something happened with Archie too. I don't know the full story, but something happened to Archie in the house too. So when I see him, he's looking this way, Pedimano. I see him turn like this. He looks at me now. I jump, I run, I go straight in the bed with my mother, and I start crying. I wake her up. She's going, "What happened this way?" I'm snapping. I see the gajo this way. Archie runs in the room too. Archie shit scared. It's disaster. Now, I leave. I don't stay in the house. I do not stay in the house. My father goes and he calls up Steve Miller's church. All the boys that was on choir, all the boys that was working in church, all the ushers, they all came to the house to pray in the house. We had a little Bible study because it was that bad. When I left, my father told me some things happened to him too, and it was bad. And my family's stubborn. They want the house because it's a nice house.
But you guys called the pastor over to pray away.
So now, my father goes to the gaji and he tells the gaji, "Did someone die in this house?" She goes, "No, why would you say that?" My father goes, "Don't mess with me, because this house is too perfect and you gave this house to me with no problem, with no issue. Did something happen in this house? Did someone died?" The gaji goes, "Yes, my husband." Now, when you walk in the house, there's like a wall that's caved off that leads to the basement. There's a basement in the house, but the basement was like sealed off with bricks. So all you can do is just have the upstairs and the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, and the upstairs. You understand?
You can't go downstairs to the basement.
You can't go downstairs to the basement. The gaji said her husband was buried in the basement.
What?
Oh my gosh.
So now,
Why did she bury him in the basement and move out of the house and rent it to someone else?
I don't know. Listen. I don't know. Listen, I swear to you, I do not know. The gaji was my father told me she was a Tarianka gaji, but she was Chinese or Indian too or something, and there was no
Right.
weird people. There was weird
So
people.
you see
So
them. Amazing.
So now the gaji says he died in the basement and we buried him in the basement. How does or something that had his ashes in the basement? Something of the gajo's in the basement. You understand? That where he's staying in the house. You understand? I don't want to lie to you guys. I'm giving you guys the real. My father gets scared now. He was going, "Oh, Bray, you're right. The house is just there's a chocolate on the cud, so we're leaving. We're packing up and we're moving." Okay, fine. Last day in the house, we're moving.
Oh my
I leave
gosh. What's going
I
on?
leave my hat upstairs in my room. Stop it! I want my hat.
Oh, Miller, you're firm.
That was me. Guess what that was? I was gonna don't have a hat no more.
Oh,
It's
Miller,
done.
you're
Archie.
It's
firm.
over.
Archie, my father, and my mother is downstairs waiting for me. They'll go upstairs, get your hat. I'm scared, but I gotta go get my hat. I run upstairs, I get my hat. Although I put it on, I feel someone running with me. I look behind me, no one's there. put my hat on. I got my hat. I was running upstairs to go get my hat. I feel someone running, chasing me upstairs. I get my hat. As soon as I go downstairs, I'll spiral upstairs. I turn around. I see him. Wave me goodbye. I jet so fast, fellas. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I jet so fast into the car, not breathing. My family's going, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? My fellas made us get me out of this Jinx house. We left. The scariest thing to ever happen to me in my life. The scariest
Miller, guess what I want to do after that story? Straight up. That's our for nothing fear.
Oh my
That's what I want
gosh.
to do.
Still
Right now.
scariest man in the world right now.
That's what I want to do right after that. How you doing?
No, fellas, scary story. The scariest story of my life.
Where's that? Okay, guys. So Miller's story is pretty scary, but now we got Gregory up, and he's gonna tell his story. Let's hear it.
Well, so it all starts like this, but first let me get it off that I ain't trying to top nobody. I'm just really explaining the story that really happened to me, and it's, to be honest, it stuck with me for a little bit while when I was younger, but as I got older, I mean, I got away.
Is it like a Betivano core
Behind
memory?
you.
It's something that's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm behind you.
It's definitely a fear in my body.
Right behind
I went in to play basketball, me and my friend Jojo. I think I was about maybe 15, maybe about 16. So I go and I pick up Jojo on a train because that's how we used to travel. We went from Brooklyn to Manhattan to play basketball and get home 5 in the morning. And I know it's going to sound corny what I'm about to say, but we had no phones. Literally no phones. Like, I mean, we had our iPhones, but we was always low lives. They was never on, and we never had Wi-Fi.
Right.
So we never had no phone to call our families, or our family called us, or however.
Hey, you call us, right?
Yeah, so we just used to get up and leave. So
Right.
it all started like this. We left about 5 in the afternoon to play basketball. Me and Jojo, we left 2 dudes from Brooklyn.
Hey.
And we wind up going to New York. Whatever the deal is, we wind up playing basketball for a couple hours, 4 or 5 hours. We wind up getting on our train. Okay, so on our way home, we walk into our train. We hop the train. We never even used to pay for the train. So we hopped the train. We got on our train. Keep in mind, no exaggeration, I think it's about 3:30. We just got in the train station, not on our train yet. Something's giving us the creeps, me and Joe. We was never really alone 2 dudes on a train. We always had Toby Toms with us. We always used to make the boys come on a train with us. And I was always scared to go past my stop. I used to tell Jojo, come to me, I'll pay for your cab, or you'll take a cab, whatever it is. Come with me to my stop. I'm scared. So first time actually, Jojo did this. His stop comes up. Keep in mind, it's like 4:30 in the morning now. The sunlight is not even up. Sunlight comes out at like 5:30 or something like that, 6. So keep in mind, Jojo's stop comes. Jojo jumps off the train, says, I can't take a cab, Gregory. I'm getting off right here. Jojo gets off. Now I'm about 5 stops away from home. Literally 5 stops away from home. And it's not like it's quick stops, 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop. It was long, and Jojo's stop was in like a really rough area.
Yeah, I know what area you're talking about.
It's J Street Metro Tech. You could probably Google it. It was pretty rough, really rough. So I got the creeps as soon as Jojo left. I don't have a phone. I live with my papa and me at the time. They're old. They're like 60 apiece. I don't have a key to the house. So I don't even know if the door's going to be open. And from when I get off the train, I got to walk like 4 blocks to my house. So I don't know if they left the door open. I don't know if they left a key in the mailbox. However it is, I don't know what happened. So whatever it is, I got the creeps. Jojo left me. I'm alone. I don't know. I'm a young dude. I don't have my phone on me. Keep in mind, there's about 3 people in the train. Whatever it is. Alright. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Doo-doo. Doors closed. I'm on my way. All you know is, I'm going. The train, 1 stop goes by. Okay. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. One more time. I still got another 3-4 stops to go. So we go through a tunnel, and I kid you not, I can swear on everything. While I'm going through the tunnel, we wind up crossing. For some reason, I don't know why, I'm looking out the window of the train, and I'm really, really not lying this story. I swear to God, I'm looking out of the train. I swear on my life, I see 4 heads, no bodies. 4 heads, no bodies, in construction jackets. It's just like this, construction people looking out the window, and like while the train's going, they're looking like this and looking at me. At 4:30 in the morning. Now you gotta imagine, I'm scared. I wanna run home. I don't know how to get off. I wanna take a cab from where I'm at once I get off the train, because I'm still 4 blocks away.
Right.
From where I'm at, I wanna take a cab home, but I have no phone to call a cab. And it's not like I could get a cab. Like, just wave a cab down.
So you was basically in a scary movie. No phone, don't have a key, pitch dark, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
it was a
this
movie.
shot, basically.
So, I make it off the train. However it is. Now, it's 4th Avenue, 9th Street. There's a funeral parlor.
I know it.
I got off the train. I'm walking by the funeral parlor. If you think I'm lying to you, I can swear on my life. What do I see? Construction.
Oh my
Literally,
God.
constructioning. People are like, the guys are working. So, I wind up walking on the funeral parlor side. I'm walking. All you know is I get to like a red light, like where I gotta cross the road. It's a big road. I kid you not. A guy comes up to me in a pickup truck, wearing a construction jacket. He's following me home. I swear on my life if I'm lying to you. Literally, like, I'm walking like this, and the car is slow driving behind me like this. All you know is the guy rolls down the window. Construction worker, he's got his hat on. Hey buddy, let me give you a ride. A construction
Oh my
worker.
God.
I swear on my life. So now I'm telling him, no thank you. He's still following me. Now I'm about 2 blocks away from home. There's no cops on the street. Every store is closed.
And your door might be locked.
Oh, nice. And my door might be locked. I don't have the phone to call nobody to tell them to open the door. So
Right.
that 2-block walk was the longest walk I ever had to done in my life. So the guy was following me, a construction worker. What's the odds of that? I saw on the train construction workers with no bodies, just heads. Like, really, like from here, you just see the construction outfit and you just see their heads. Like, I'm really like, I'm traumatized by it, because this is what happens. Don't come home 4:30 at night if you don't have a car or alone.
So it all started when I used to live in this house from 2006 from 2008. Now, I was really young at the time, but most of my first memories was from that house. So then, as far as I can think back, it's horror stories. It's horrible. So you can imagine how scary it feels for your first memories to be about paranormal activity. So before I start, here's some things that you guys need to know. So a couple years prior to me moving in my house, a 16-year-old girl died due to a fire in my brother's room. So one of the first paranormal experiences I've ever went through, I was about 5, almost 6. My brother used to experience most of that ugly activity, paranormal activity. But since he lived in the room that the 16-year-old girl died in, he was experiencing the most out of everyone.
So he got the room.
So one night, he was watching TV, and he heard knocking on the window. He looked, and nothing was there. So we just forgot about it, and thought nothing of it.
Wow.
Not too long later, he looked back and seen a man with glowing green eyes and the yellowest teeth he has ever seen.
Amazing.
He ran out the room to tell my family. When he went into his room, no one was there. Now, we always seen this girl in our house everywhere for many years. One of the first times we seen her is when the first iPhone was ever released, and my brother Frank just bought it. And he was taking a mirror selfie. When he took the picture, guys, he seen a face of a teenage girl in the corner. He got so scared. Remember this? He just bought the phone. He got rid of the phone. He wanted nothing to do with it. And that's not even the first time she appeared in one of our pictures. More scary.
Amazing.
But my mother was one of the first people to ever see her in person.
God.
So my twin sisters at the time, they was babies. So it was around 1 a.m. and my mother went downstairs to fix them a bottle. As she was fixing them a bottle, she seen a girl standing in the dark. It was so dark, fellas. She couldn't even make out her face. Other than you see someone in the dark, you can see their face, but you know it's there. You see their body.
You see the body.
Yeah, she's seen her so clear that she assumed it was one of my sisters.
Amazing.
So my mother yelled, "What are you doing in the dark? Just standing there, you idiot. You look like an idiot. What are you doing just standing there in the dark?" Like, stuff like that. She screamed so loud that all my sisters ran downstairs, fellas. And when she looked back in the shadow, no one was there. And that is the
Amazing.
story of Acme Street. And fun fact, that that house is not too far from where I live today. I pass by it every time. Every time me and my family pass by it, it gives us a bad vibe to it. It's crazy.
Wow.
Amazing.
And that's
So it all started. My family got this huge house. It was a very big house to be in Brooklyn. So I was very happy with the house. It was in the middle of the November, almost Christmas, around Thanksgiving time. So we all moved in the house, and the house is, guys, it was big. It was huge. It had a front connected to a kitchen, to a patio. It had 4 bedrooms. It had a downstairs basement. The house was the whole 9 yards. It was amazing. Too good to be true. The rent was amazing too. The rent was only like $1,700 a month for a huge house. So the first time being in the house was amazing until we started noticing some stupid things. Like, for instance, there was this gnome that used to stay right in front of the patio. It was a gnome with a red hat. Do you know the guys with the big beards? Just an ordinary statue.
A gnome.
Yeah, correct. And my father thought it was a little stupid to have it there because it was actually heavy. My father was afraid of us getting hurt in it and busting it and like trying to cut our hands and stuff. So he picked it up one night and he put it in the car to throw it away. So him doing that, picking up the gnome to throw it out and get it far away from the house for us kids won't play around with it and get hurt in it. So he drops it off somewhere, thinking that it's gone. My father gets back in front of the house, in front of the patio, and it's the same exact gnome just staying there. Once again, like he never moved. Like nobody picked him up and nobody. That was the first ever defense that we thought this house is crazy. So it was around Christmas time. Now we're in here almost a month, and my father and my mother buy me like this stocking. It's like it's a red stocking with a Santa Claus, but the Santa Claus is a deer. It's weird, but when you click in, there's a button to it, and it sings Jingle Bells. Every night at 3 o'clock, that stocking would just go on and on and on. And so one night, it was getting way too loud, so we threw the stocking out. Like, it's noisy, which is, we don't want to put it in our heads because there's something going on in the house because we just moved in. We're not so sure.
Of course. You don't wanna put it in your mindset.
Correct. So in my family's room, it's my family's room, and in my family's room, my sister's room is connected. If that makes any sense to you, it's like a weird freaking house. So on my father's side, that he used to sleep, right by his head, was a door this big, guys. Literally a little door. We used to open it, and it went deep in, but we never wanted to look into it. We just boarded it up because it went so deep in. So one night, sisters are hanging out in their room. My cousin Joshua comes over, my cousin Ricky. They're watching TV, they're hanging out. They hear the shower going on, the lights flickering, and jingle bells once again, but the stocking is thrown away. So they run into my parents' room, my father, my mother's room, waking them up, telling them the house is haunted. And at the time, like, my family's acting like weirdos, like, oh, what's going on? What do you mean? This is impossible.
Denying
like,
it.
they're acting, yeah, they're some reason, like, they're, like, lying to us, it feels like. Like, it feels like you ever watch a scary movie, like, those people, the father and the mother, where they lie, their kids.
they stick with it. They believe it, but they
Right,
just
right.
don't want to get to you. They wanted to.
Right. So here comes due to the rent, and the rent has to be paid. Now, the landlord would always come, pick up the rent, and never wanted to come in the house. So one night, he came one day, and the sink was broken. So we never knew how to fix it. And we tried to call him in the house, and he wasn't stepping in the house. He just didn't want to come in the house. So he would just run in the house, put the heat on, and just literally just jet out of the house, guys. He used to just run out of the house. So here comes a month and a half in the house. We're starting to hear some bangs coming up from upstairs and a baby constantly crying. Now we're starting to get nervous. The neighbors moved upstairs and it's so noisy and they're loud and it's been going on since weeks now. Same thing over and over again. It's exhausting. We can't sleep from it. Here comes the landlord again. We call him up. We ask him, you know, the people upstairs are kind of noisy. There's always a baby crying. We're getting concerned if that baby's not getting treated right. Then the landlord replies with this. What do you mean, a baby? There was a woman upstairs and a baby that used to live upstairs that died around 15 years ago. What are you talking about? There's nobody in that house. So here comes the second offense that we are just know now this house is haunted at all. Now we just know there's some funny business going on in this house. Here comes the part of me. So here comes the part, what I saw. And it's still okay. It still creeps me out.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes the night of me sleeping. In the middle with my mother and my father, 6 years old me. I get up out of a dead sleep. Out of nowhere. Like you ever just get up as a kid out of your sleep and you're just looking at the ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
So I just tell myself that I want to go in the front for something. There's something that I want to go get. So I step out of the room to go in the front and I see this huge big shadow. Huge shadow that's so big but so clear. Like, you know it's not your shadow. You know it's somebody else. So I'm looking, thinking that it's one of my sisters, one of my cousins over. But in the shadow, I can see him talking to me and I can hear his voice. And he's telling me, come to the kitchen. Why am I going to the kitchen? Okay, let's go to the kitchen. So in the kitchen I go, he tells me, take these Scott towels, put the fire on, and throw the Scott towel and run out the door. Now I'm thinking, why would I want to do that? Turning on the stoves and stuff like that, and putting I didn't know. Me, 6 years old, it makes common sense. He wanted me to burn down the house. That's exactly what he's telling me to do, but me not understanding that. So as he says the stoves, you start hearing the clicking sound. You know, like the little clicking for the stove.
The lighter.
Knowing that the gas is on.
The ignition, that's what's close.
Yeah, exactly. So when I look back at him to see if you really want me to do it, I see he's not there. Now in the kitchen, guys, in the kitchen, there's a door. There's a door to like a backyard. It's like a white door with 4 individual windows, like the white windows, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And as I look there, I see a guy sitting on a chair with a hat, sunglasses, white as day, like he's glowing. He's got a black coat on, a black hat, and he's just sitting like this, and he's just looking at me, and he's just doing this. He's like telling me like I'm doing so wrong. What are you doing? You're not listening to me. So knowing me, I know now that's a face that I've never seen before. I ran in the room. But I don't know why I never woke up my family to tell them that. It's just like, I just felt like they would never believe me, so I went to sleep. And the next day, I just hear my mother screaming, getting in the room, beating up the girls and stuff, mad. And I go back to her, why are you hitting us? You guys made a mess out of the kitchen. What do you mean? We didn't do anything. We slept early yesterday. Well, guys, when we go in the kitchen, the table slipped over. All cabinets are open. All these guys are open. The stove's open. The fires was on. The door was wide open. Now we know there's something in the house. So here comes the night the day that we found out, and I would say I would call this part us against the ghosts. So we're knowing the ghosts in the house. We're hearing noises, footsteps, all that stuff. So here comes my grandmother and my cousin and my papa. They come over to the house. And just my cousin Anthony just opens up the Bible just to read a verse, just to see if the house is haunted. Well, guys, when he was reading and the lights was flicking up and down and the cabinets was opening and doing like this, we got the mad. So we all ran in the house. We left. Christmas is in like 2-3 days. We left. We gave gas in that house. Scariest thing in the world.
So that's a nightmare. So look,
So-
soon as it heard the Bible, look how the household
The
ran.
house,
Look how
the house freaked out. So we stood to my papa and me for like a week, and my father and my mother, my papa and me, goes back to the house to get all the stuff. Like, we're moving out. Whatever, they didn't bother. They took out the stuff, the clothes, the jewelry. When it came up to one box of stuff, they go in the car, they lock the door. They get in their car. As soon as they get in the car and they're looking at the house like a fast glimpse, they see that hand open the window, the shade. It was an old woman with white hair and real white, and she was waving goodbye at them. And we never, ever had a haunted house ever again. It was terrifying.
3, 2, 1.
Please.
So it all started like this. It's 2019, October 15th. It's my friend Tommy's birthday. He lives in Connecticut at the time. At the time, I'm not gonna lie to you, we don't drive. We don't, we're not those guys.
Right.
This is the era where we all used to take trains. We all used to play basketball. That whole 9 yards. He comes from Connecticut to New York on a train. So he takes a cab to Brooklyn, and the movie Happy Death Day just came out. It's October 15th. And I kid you not, I swear on everything, I'm not lying to you guys. The day is, you ever get those scary days in the year?
Right.
Where it's just foggy and it's just filled with all wickedness.
It's just... you would know if a horror movie can be filmed today. That's how...
It's a horror movie day. It's a horror movie day for sure.
It's a scary atmosphere, right?
You see Dylan's background? I'm not lying to you. That's what the night was.
That's where I'm in right now.
Well, so it's a foggy night, and he comes in town to Brooklyn, and the movie Happy Death Day just came out, and we went and we watched it. When we watched the movie, now we have to go to New York. Keep in mind, it's like maybe 1-2 o'clock, and we have to drop him off to New York because the Grand Central Station train has its last calling.
No, I'm saying 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning. So if Tommy misses this train, he's stranded. He can't go back home. You know what I mean? It's done. So keep in mind, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and if Tommy misses this train, it's the last calling of the train. He misses the train, he can't go home. So whatever, we're rushing out of the movie theater. Okay, let's go and let's take a train to New York, because we don't drive at the time. We take a train. I kid you not, the night is as foggy as can be. Something bad's gonna happen. It's that wicked night. It's a terrible day. Hop on the train. Okay, as soon as we hop on the train, we leave our home spot. We left. We're on the tracks and we're going. Now, a couple stops go by, I'm not gonna lie. We stop in New York. We're in New York City. When we stop in New York City, a guy walks in on the train. I kid you not, I swear on everything, I wouldn't lie. He walks in the train. He has no pupils, but his eyes are, guess what color? Reddish yellow. And he's just got a little fatsa. He's not walking like a normal person. He's not talking like a normal person. Every step he does was noticeable on the train. Soon as he stepped on the train, everybody's heads literally went towards his direction, and they realized something's going on with this man. What is he wearing? let me tell you what he's wearing. He's wearing a long coat. So on top of that, this man has no pupils. In other words, he looks 100% possessed by the devil. This man is possessed. So we get on the train. He walks in the train. The train leaves the stop. The man looks possessed. We don't know what he has in his coat. The whole train looks at him. The train leaves the stop. All you hear is the train announcer. He goes and he says, "Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties. We don't know how long until we're back up and running and we could get back to the next destination." So the train has literally stopped. The train has broken down and stopped. It wasn't your average thing to go on with the train. Oh, the train stopped. Everybody who used to take a train back in New York, I don't know if you take a train nowadays or if you don't, but the train usually stops for like 10-20 minutes. But that wasn't the case. The train literally broke down. So the train broke down, and now usually when you're on the front side or the back side of the train, you'll be able to switch trains. You'll be able to switch from one side of the train to the other side of the train. You open the door, you hop in, you go.
Different cars, right?
You go in different carts of the train. We're trapped. We're at the very end of the train. We cannot go to the other side. All you know is the guy walks up to us. He walks up to a couple of girls. He's got his hand in his coat, and he's talking to the girls. He's whispering in the air. All you hear is the girl screams on the top of her lungs. We're not that many people in the train, by the way. All you know is those two girls screamed at the top of their lungs. "Get this man away from me! Get this man away from me," they said. Now, me and the boys, we're young, we're punks, we play, spam pulls out, we can't defend ourselves.
Right.
All you know is they're screaming, they're asking for help. Nobody's helping them on the train. Literally, nobody's helping them on the train. So we backed up even more. What's this D-Loca joke? Guess what? He's probably gonna bother us. He probably wants beef.
Mm-hmm.
When he walks closer and closer, guys, I got a closer look into his eyes. There was no pupil in the man's eyes, fellas. He's yelling on the train. He
Like
wants to
this?
fight. Worst, but
Like
imagine.
that, the red.
But red. I'm not lying to you. He's fighting with everyone on the train. His hands are in his pocket. Now you gotta understand. Keep in mind, this man could have a bomb on him, a knife, or a gun.
He has a coat. It's a big coat.
It's a big coat, and his hand never left his pocket. And he's going in people's ears, and God knows what he's telling them. And the girls that he talked to are screaming on the top of their lungs for help. Me and the boys back up, trying to switch carts. Guess what? Let's switch the carts. Let's jet. All you know is he's walking closer and closer and closer. The train stopped. All you know is everybody in the corner. The girls ran to us. The Gajot, he's looking all around the train. He's bothering all the people. Look what the Gajot's doing. He's bothering all the people. He's bothering all the people.
Cracked out of his mind.
Screaming on the top of his lungs. No, Dylan, I swear he wasn't wrecked. He was possessed. You could tell the difference. This man was possessed. He wanted blood. You could tell he wanted blood.
A vampire.
Not lying to you. Not lying to you.
So, fellas, not enough. You got stuck on a train. You got stuck on a train with Satan himself.
Yes.
With Satan himself. Go on.
Yes. So he goes in, and he's walking closer and closer and closer to us. And and you know it's scary. You want to know how it's scary? Because the little girls came, they ran. They literally ran to the end of the train where me and my friends were. When they ran there, we all look how amazing is this. We all holded hands, and we all prayed together. It's a big deal to pray with a stranger on a train that you don't know.
Right.
If I'm praying with those girls and everybody on the train is praying, there has to be a reason. Am I lying?
No.
So, we're praying, and I'm not lying to you, the show's getting closer and closer and closer, and we're praying harder and harder and harder. And the scariest part is because the girls, I'm not lying to you, was in tears. They was in fear. The praying was constant. It was getting stronger and stronger by second by second. All you know is we hear. Train is backing up and running.
Oh my God.
Boom. The train is going on their way. And you ready for the blessing? We was 5 seconds away from our stop. The train stopped 5 seconds away from the exit. We didn't have to wait any longer than 5 seconds. So we got off the train, and you want to know how it was scary? Because the girls from the train and literally 20 other people walked out of that train and took the same exit as us. And when we took the exit together, we went up to the girls. Was this your stop? Why did you get off? We was curious because we know there's a psychopath, but we wanted to get more information. We asked them, so why did you get off? Because that man wasn't right. That man, there was something going on with that man. So 20 other people got off at one exit because that man was possessed, plain and simple.
Very
Wow.
stupid. That's scary.
And I know it sounds like a corny story. Oh, Dino,
No.
you just seen a crackhead. No, it can't be
No.
a crackhead when 20 people are together praying in a
Hey,
circle.
I'm gonna say something. Dino's from New York. He knows what a crackhead looks like. He knows the difference from a crackhead and not one that's possessed. That's an easy choice, but you know.
You could